What a jerk. All right, here we go. Welcome, Purdue fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and Jake Dunn's reaction to, the last 2 weeks have been so brutal. Purdue's 27-24 loss to Rutgers. And Jake, they just keep inventing ways to lose.
Yes, they do. I texted you this, but the way that Purdue lost this game reminded me of Carson Wentz's tenure on the Colts and just some of the turnovers and some of the ways that the Colts lost with him, as their quarterback. Very reminiscent of that.
It was. In case you didn't see it, Ryan Brown completed a pass to himself, then fumbled, and that's why they lost at the end of the game. Crazy. Oh. He probably should have just dropped the ball, but when he did catch it, there was field in front of him. A guy caught him from behind and forced him to fumble. But, man, it doesn't look good from here, does it?
No, it doesn't. And to your point, Purdue had no timeouts left. There was a minute and a half, maybe under that, left in the game. So
it's under a minute.
He could have. Would have gotten probably a few yards there, but I think it's best just to knock that down and stop the clock and move on to the next play. So I don't really know what he was thinking there, but I guess that's part of the inexperience of Ryan Brown and just being kind of his first season of actually starting. But yeah, I
think that's the instinct of anyone playing sports, Jake. Is the ball's coming at you, you catch it. It's impossible to think, should I knock this down in the amount of time that you have to catch it? So I'm not going to blame Ryan Brown. I think that would be silly to do. I mean, that play, I'm not going to blame Ryan Brown for the loss. But it's just that they keep coming up with new ways to lose. It's not necessarily that anybody did anything particularly wrong on that play. It's just that they keep coming up with new ways to lose.
Yeah, I'd like to know where the Ryan Brown from earlier in this season was today. I don't know if the injury that he sustained last week was holding him back, but he just didn't look very good today. And I think if we see the Ryan Brown that we saw that was putting up at one point was one of the top few passers in the Big Ten, I think if we have that Ryan Brown show up today, I think Purdue wins by a couple touchdowns.
And man, the first quarter, it sure looked like it was going to end, didn't it?
Yeah. You go up 10-0, I think, in the first. They're definitely up 10-0 at some point in the first half. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a pretty easy game. But then the defense, and I mean, we just couldn't contain the run, couldn't contain the pass either. KJ Duff went for 6 receptions, 241 yards, which was, I believe they showed a graphic, 7 yards short of the all-time record for receiving yards in a game for Rutgers. So almost, put up a school record against Purdue, against the secondary. And KJ Duff also had a touchdown. But yeah, just a tough game here for Purdue.
And by the way, the Purdue receiving core that we've been lauding all year, their top receiver today, 2 catches for 20 yards.
Yeah. Malachi Thomas, the backup running back, was actually the leading pass catcher and all-purpose yards. Because of one play. But he finished with 3 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Also on the ground, had 3 carries for 62 yards. So really good day for him. Devin Mockabee finished with 16 carries, 91 yards. And I think he got hurt there towards the end of the game. It looked pretty awkward, him going down. So I guess we'll keep an eye out on his status for next week. But
Malachi Thomas and Antonio Harris both looked really good.
Yeah. Yes, they did. That's and Harris,
news, I guess.
Yeah. Harris had 2 carries for 42 yards. He looked pretty good as well. But
the offensive line looked good, opening holes, 217 yards rushing, 7.8 yards per carry. That equals a win almost every time. And again, inventing new ways to lose.
We've been saying all year that, got to limit turnovers and penalties. Purdue didn't commit a penalty all game. It was their most disciplined game since, the start of the season. They had 1 turnover. It was the last one of the game. That was the most crucial one. But, they also forced a turnover. So the margin was even there. Usually when you don't commit any penalties, you get a turnover, or maybe if the margin's even, it's usually, and again, you have some of those yardage. Have a really good day on the running the grounds. Usually, it's a pretty good recipe for winning. But Rutgers controlled the time of possession, just under 37 minutes to Purdue, who had just over 23 minutes. So Rutgers really kind of, especially in the right before halftime, took they had like a 17 play drive to score there at the end of the half. So yeah, they certainly played better.
Jake, I asked our IU guy Mike Hutsell if he wanted to react to this. He said he would, and then it happened as it happened, and he said he would just spend all of his time on here laughing. So he did send a message, and it wasn't a pleasant one.
So your preseason over-under for wins was 2.5, right? And you were 2-0. So surely you've already hit that, right? I mean, there's no way you're still not with 3 wins with Barry and everything that Barry's doing, right? You haven't gotten to 3. So, but you've got several wins left on the schedule, right? It's not like you play Michigan and Ohio State and at Washington before you finish with the number 2 team in the country, who I can't remember who that is.
All right, Jake, I know you're not a trash talker. Unfortunately, our IU guys are. I just want to remind them that basketball season is coming up, and I am a trash talker. So, Jake, your response?
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. They kind of have all the right to talk trash with the state of the programs here. IU just looks phenomenal. They may put 80 up on this Purdue team. It might be even worse than last year, but yeah, it's not a lot to really look forward to the rest of the season. This we talked about as kind of being like a must win for Purdue, and they almost did. I feel like they probably should have won, but they didn't, and that's all that matters.
I've been predicting wins all year. By the way, congratulations. You picked the correct margin of victory in this one, Rutgers by 3. I guess congratulations. And I've been picking Purdue to win all year, so take this with a grain of salt. I think one of these 4 games, and it's not going to be IU and it's not going to be Ohio State, they are going to be competitive and may have a chance to win at the end. I have a feeling either the Michigan or Washington game, they might give us something to give us a little hope. But if they don't, you give Barry one more year, and he's on thin ice the whole year, right?
We saw what happened with Ryan Walters, and I know Barry Odom has a lot more experience as a head coach than Ryan Walters did. But yeah, I mean, you gave Ryan Walters 2 years
this year than last year.
Yeah, for sure. But you gave Ryan Walters 2 years. He didn't perform well. So I think same standard for Barry Odom. I don't see why not give him 2 years, and if it's not really looking. If there's no sort of foundation laid, then I think, probably be looking for a new coach there following that year.
All right, Jake and I will be back on Wednesday with the Purdue Report, likely talking Purdue basketball, breaking down the loss to Kentucky. You say loss. When you lose an exhibition game, you just say, hey, it doesn't matter. When you win it, you use it to brag about it. But so Purdue lost at Kentucky, not a big deal. All right, another exhibition game against UND, and then it gets started for real. We'll be talking a lot of Purdue basketball. We might mention Purdue football a little on Wednesday. But on Friday, we will definitely be mentioning Purdue because they have another game coming up this week, and it is against number 25 Michigan in the Big House, 7 o'clock. We will be previewing that one. I will not be picking Purdue to win that one.
Yeah, me neither.
Jake, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to talking some Purdue basketball coming up.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well, and I think most Purdue fans are.
Thanks so much to Ryan. Please don't forget to subscribe, and likes are very important. Do us a huge favor and like this podcast and share this podcast with a Purdue fan in your life and help spread the word. The Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.